Hey guys, so this is the XDJ100SX. It's the open source standalone, a modified CDJ100S. My main goal for this project, was to convert this project into a standalone in a modern controller or in a modern player. So the main goal was to use only open source and open projects. To do that, we need basically a Linux computer. It has a small Raspberry Pi Linux computer inside, such as any CDJ nowadays. And yeah, and basically for working with Linux and to play music, we need some applications, something to play and manipulate music, to read the hotkeys, to add loops, to add different features that you already know. So the already known Mix application, which is a open source DJ application which works with Windows, Mac OS, and Linux too. And it has a big, cool, nice community of developers, enthusiasts, and other DJs that they are improving the application every day. So I'm gonna turn it on. Actually, this has a Raspberry Pi 3B Plus. That was an experimental project. So I took a Raspberry Pi 3B Plus secondhand in the secondhand market. So this has a 1 gigabyte of RAM, so it takes about half a minute to boot up. But you will see that now it's booting and you don't see anything. So anyone can see like it's like a computer. So you don't see anything. It's like a real CDJ. It's like the 3000 or even the 2000 Nexus 2. So it's like booting. Once it's boot, you will see the startup screen on Mix, which I also modified with the logo, the status bar. And now, boom, we are already in this is Mix. You don't see, it doesn't look like the original Mix. It doesn't look like if you download Mix, you don't see it like this. But this is what I did. Is one of the things I did in the project to modify the skin. But yeah, originally these three buttons were the get, wah, and zip effects. So I wanted to take these buttons to make different functionalities. So I converted this to toggle between the different buttons you can see here in the screen. So I designed 6 modes. First mode is the hot Q1, which triggers the first hot Q, the second, and the third. The second mode is hot Q2, so it's like the 4th, the 5th, and the 6th hot Q. Then the last hot Q mode, hot Q3, which triggers the 7 and 8. We don't have 9 hot Qs here in Mix, but this doesn't do anything right now. But yeah, basically we had 3 pages of hot Qs to trigger all 8 hot Qs. Then the next page, the next mode is a roll, which I did that this makes 1-bit loop roll, half-bit loop roll, 4-bit loop roll. The 5th mode is the beat jump, so you can just jump forward and back. The length is specified here, and you can just change the length from here. The next one, and is the last mode, is the key shift, so you can basically go one semitone up or down, and then reset from here. The shift mode, so it works like it should be. So if you hold shift and press, if you are in hot Q mode, so you just delete the hot Qs. In the roll, key shift, and beat jump, it doesn't do anything. Of course, we could decide, okay, this will do something else, but I think it was enough. So shift plus the master tempo, the original master tempo also works, but if you hold shift and press this one, you flip different tempo ranges, which I set to 8, 10, 16, 24, and 50. Of course, this can be changed as well. Additions. So here, I added the USB. So you connect the USB, and then with Rekordbox prepared USB. So far, this is not my implementation. So this is a Mix implementation, Mix from, I think, from the 2.3 version. It already works with the Rekordbox library. So you can, if you have your pen drive prepared in your Rekordbox, you connect it here and you see your playlist, your hotkeys, your loops, everything. And then here on the right side, the eject button, what it does, it goes to the back to the library. Basically, when I click here, it goes to the library and I can browse and I can load any track. If I click back again, it switches to the playlist and folders, right? Everything also can be, it's touch screen, so I can do it from here. I can load a track from here. I can access to the hotkeys from here, like the XDJ100 Mark II. So here I got the 8 hotkeys. Also, I can trigger the beat loops here. I can also key shift from here, and I can also beat jump from here, different lengths, and also stems. Let's connect this pen drive. It has record box inside. It has my library, so I connect it. It doesn't do anything because you have to go to your library. So let's go use the buttons here, my library. So now I scroll down till I see record box, and now there is a small arrow here that you can click on it. And then here you got like 2 USBs. It is because of the software, but basically you open one, and then here you see all my playlist I prepared on Recordbox. So let's go to my tracks. So these tracks are color coded because I did it in Recordbox. So this is green, this is green, this is purple, this is red. So I click on one track, and then I load this one. So now it loads this track. It's pre-analyzed in my Recordbox, so it loads at once, and then when I hit play, it already plays, right? Like it should be. This is, of course, this is touchable, so you can touch, you can make even a scratch from here. You can enable and disable the quantize from the screen. And of course, if I'm using the hot cues, it works. I can delete the hot cues and do it again, you know, right? Without quantize. I can, let's go to the roll thing. So this is roll, right? As improvements. So if you check the documentation, you will see that the last page, there are some improvements to do, or yeah, just proposal suggestions. One is to have a kind of Protege link. So basically we could connect this device to another one, and then we can read the USB music from this guy to the other one. This can be implemented easily. So basically the idea should be to make a Wi-Fi hotspot from this one, connect the other one to this Wi-Fi, and then share this USB drive like a folder, network folder drive, and the other one should connect automatically to this drive, and vice versa. So the other one can share the USB to a network drive. But this is not still implemented here, but it's a thing that it could, yeah, it could work. Another thing with the Protege link should be to implement the sync functionality. So if we have two devices connected through the network, we could sync. I think this is not implemented in Mix, so it should be kind of tricky to do it. But yeah, actually, this was made for educational, for experimenting, and of course, to learn how to DJ. Okay, so now I'm gonna play this track. So I hit play, works, right? Jog wheel. Okay, of course the jog wheel, it doesn't have, so it can't do a scratch because this jog wheel is just an encoder, so it's like a simpler jog than what we are used nowadays. So it doesn't have a capacitivity sensor, so it doesn't only works like forward, backward. So we can, of course, we can do this when we are stopped, but while playing, we cannot go back and forward, right? Yeah, and that's pretty much. You can find all the documentation in the description, also the codes, the 3D model for this, the PDF skin for this, yeah, Arduino and mix code, skin, everything. If you have any other questions, just leave me a comment here, ping me on Instagram, or just send me an email.